comments on all of my videos, and inevitably one of them was, can you do a kick tutorial? I don't remember which kind of a kick it was, but it's sort of like, if you're doing martial arts on YouTube, if you're searching martial arts on YouTube, you're going to be like, how can I kick higher? That's not what this video is. This video is one quick tip to make all of your kicks better. And of course, if you watched any of my other videos, you know I can't shut up and just give you one thing, and also that if it is one thing, it is center. So we're going to talk about kicking with our center today. If you have ever seen a video of martial arts fails and people kicking and falling over, that is number one, your center is not in front of your back leg. So when people kick super high and they start leaning backward and they fall down, that's why. But as I lean back, I can't lean my center back. So as I shift this line upward to extend my leg, if my momentum is moving back, if my center is moving back over this leg, I'm going to lose power on my kick. So that means my center needs to move forward. The easiest way to practice this is not with a roundhouse or a side kick, but with a front kick. So I'm going to go here, and pushing with my glutes, tightening my core, thinking about just ramming my belly button straight into my bag, but my foot's in the way. So as I try to kick higher with my front kick, I still want that feeling moving forward and into my target. The side kick is the next easiest for this. As I move forward into my front leg side kick, if my head is lagging behind, that means my center is lagging behind. Instead, since we're only giving one tip, this is tip 1A, always think about your back hand as a follow-up. I want to punch this bag as soon as I can. If I lean back and side kick, there's a long way to go before my fist follows. So if I think forward, it's ready to go. I could talk for a whole video about the benefits of that. I'm not leaning into a punch. My hands are ready to go as soon as I land. Just take my word for it. The front kick and side kick are easiest for thinking about center moving forward. Then when we do our high roundhouse kick, we can make sure that our center isn't leaning back and away. Instead, it's staying right here, ready to go. Same goes for a rear leg kick. This works for both rear leg and front leg kicks. Depending on your style, you may or may not have one or the other. If I want to do a front leg side kick, I need to think about my center moving forward first. If I want to do a rear leg side kick, I have to think about my center moving first. If it lags behind in either of those, over here or here, I'm losing power and form. So how do we keep our center up there? Well, first of all, it's about pushing off your back leg. Use that front leg side kick again. The power does not come from this leg, although that's strong. Most of the power comes from pushing my whole body. It's where we get any power for any strike, even if it's that same motion, just into my leg. So the first element is pushing off that back leg. The second, and I think most overlooked element, is tightening your obliques. When I kick high, if I relax my center, my head goes away. I have to tighten against that motion to keep my head up. So it's worth practicing, although you don't always have to execute it this way, trying to keep your head perfectly even as you kick. And the third and maybe most counterintuitive element of this is thinking about your hips opening. So I'm tightening my core in, pushing with my back leg, my glutes, tightening my obliques to keep my head up, and everything is coming in except my hips. My hips are opening out. If I'm bringing it in, I'm fighting against this motion. I don't get my foot turned over enough. I'll turn this way so you can see that's not a proper roundhouse kick. Instead, I think about breathing out. I'm just expanding my hips, expanding my space. Of course, depending on the type of kick, you're going to pull or push once your leg is up. But all of them begin with this sort of sinking into it, tightening your obliques, pushing off your back leg, expanding. All those steps are necessary to execute any basic kick to the body well, which is really all most of us should be aiming for. But it's also absolutely integral if you want to throw any kind of spinning kick that you have all those steps in place first. Otherwise, you will fall backwards, you won't have power in it, your head will lean over, you won't have balance when you're done. And finally, the same steps are necessary if you want to do any flying spinning kick. Pushing off your back leg with your glute, tightening your core, pulling your obliques forward.